Super Mario, Super Mario World.
Super Mario World. It's a blast from the past. In Super Mario World, you got to move fast. Mario and Luigi are doing what they can. Yoshi and the princess are giving them a hand.
Super Mario World.
Super Mario World. It's a blast from the past. In Super Mario World, it's a blast.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation. It's over, folks. It's over. The Mario era of this podcast is done. I am, of course, one of your hosts, TFG and Mike, and joining me is TV's Mr. Dale.
And now we can move on to other shit.
Oh, come on now. Mega Man, come on.
Some of it was okay.
All 2 seasons of Mega Man were better than Super Mario World.
That's...
You gotta... Okay.
Yeah, but you gotta set the bar pretty low.
So we're gonna recap Super Mario World tonight. This is gonna be probably one of the shortest episodes of the podcast. I like that they included, since it is based off the video game, I do like that they included Yoshi. I don't think he was used well, though. I think making him into like we said in episode 44, if Mama Luigi had been the series opener, it would have made a hell of a lot more sense, but I understand, as you said last time, why they saved it to be the finale. Because they gotta go out on some sort of a high note.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that they had better writers on the Mario cartoons. I really do. The Mario franchise overall, it just doesn't, I don't want to say holds up, but I'm not even sure if it held up to begin with.
No.
Like when it was airing. I mean, I remember as a kid loving Super Show and Mario 3 and Mario World. That was like my cartoon as a kid. Like I was obsessed with the 3rd season of Captain N and Super Mario World. Going back now, it's like, what was I thinking?
I don't know. Well, I'll give the Super Show one thing is that the episodes were more or less written with entertainment in mind. I mean, there was no message. It was just, hey, here's a funny, or here we're trying to make a funny joke, and here's Mario eating at the end of an episode, ha ha ha. But then we move into the Saturday morning stuff, and it's like, hey kids, we got some messages for you. And I'm wondering if that was just they had hippy dippy writers at that point, or if it was the network that said, hey, we got to have some wholesome messages in here. Have you seen the Smurfs? So I don't know that. But then again, you had Alf and Alf Tales running around the same time, and I seem to recall that they didn't have to do crap like that. So I don't know.
Alf Tales wasn't just, it was, Alf Tales was from the TV show and from all other stuff. I mean, yeah, sure. These cartoons are based on video games and stuff like that. And I don't think Alf Tales was on. When was that? That was on Saturday mornings, but they didn't have PSAs. So I don't know. It's so much of a double standard. Like right now, I'm in production on a podcast for Gem and the Holograms, which will be airing next year on the GCRN, and it took them halfway into season 1 before they started putting, PSAs in it, and it would be like, PSAs about talking to strangers or taking a ride from stranger, and, or a PSA about, shoplifting, and, as soon as you do the right thing, then you can be a superstar, since it's all, focused around a female rock group and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's one of those things where, like, these cartoons, the Mario cartoons, didn't need PSAs. They really didn't.
No.
And they're so short. I mean, without Captain N's third season here, I mean, the Mario World cartoon is so short. Oh, it's just. I loved it as a kid. As an adult, I would rather just sit here for 12 hours playing the game over and over and over again, honestly, rather than watch the watch the cartoon again. My only favorite episode is Mama Luigi. The rest of them, I like some. Like I like Scoopa Koopa because it's kind of funny and it's also emotionally scarring with Luigi as the chicken. But it's just one of those things where I really thought I was hoping that these would be better. And it's kind of sad that they came out with a series that has a Christmas special that's worse than He-Man and She-Ra Christmas.
I mean, it was amusing in some spots, but it was amusing for all the wrong reasons.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So, coming up, yeah, this is going to be a really short episode. We might as well just list this as an update because I don't know what else to say about this. Oh man. Coming up on the podcast, how we are going to do things is we are going to do one episode for the Power Team. That will be our kind of Christmas episode to kind of close the year out for Pixels in the Animation this year. And then coming in January, sometime in January, probably the third or the fourth week in January, we're going to start the Mega Man era of the podcast, and that will run for several episodes. So yay! No more Mario.
Yay!
You sound so enthused.
And
what?
I think these cartoons confirm my theory that this is what scarred Nintendo for so long, that they didn't want to loan Mario out for anything, because it seems to me that this is one of those cartoons that it's like the Fred Wolf Ninja Turtles cartoon where Nintendo just lost control of it, and they couldn't really stop anyone from putting these out in syndicated packages or DVDs. So that's why, Nintendo just doesn't even acknowledge them and completely washes their hands of it. Kind of like also the CDI games, and Nintendo didn't really loan Mario out for anything for a long time. And even now, it's like they just started allowing other companies to use their properties again. They got Sega doing the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics games, and they let Team Ninja do a Metroid game, but I don't think that's going to happen again. Yeah, that's. I think this really scarred Nintendo. They're just like, no, we're never going to do this again. We're never going to. We have not seen Mario in animation since this cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think Nintendo has turned into Biggie the Buzzard. No, not gonna go. I really do think if they could get the voice actors back for a Videoland cartoon that also included, main stars for Zelda and Link, I really do think a modern day, and I say modern day, I mean modern animation, for Captain N and and Legend of Zelda, I really do think that would be a cartoon that would succeed. But even if it is only for one season, because we all know Cartoon Network usually kills things before the first season's even done. Yeah. Anyway, there's a whole other podcast. But I don't know if a Mario cartoon could succeed today. I really don't.
I think it could. He seems to be as popular as ever. I mean, you know how they used to say that he's just as popular as Mickey Mouse? They were saying that back in the 90s, and I'm certainly sure that's true today. I mean, what has Mickey Mouse really done in the last 20, 30 years? So Mario is pretty up there, but I think Nintendo is just still scared of their shadow. They're just like, we are not going to do anything with Mario that is not done right here in our studio. We're not going to let anyone else touch this except for Sega, apparently. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of funny in its own way, because at the time, this cartoon was made, these two companies were bitter rivals. It's like Nintendo taking pot shots at Sega and vice versa.
And I mean, Sega, they lent their stuff out, and it kind of flourished. I mean, the Sonic cartoons
are still revered. I don't know why, but
well, we'll get into that. But still, you know what I mean? I mean, like the Sat AM cartoon, the Dark series. I know everyone loves that.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic. Sonic still has cartoons today. It's like Sonic X and other things, and it's like, well, I don't know if they still have it now, seeing as how CW killed their Vortex block. But anyway, I mean, so, so there is that. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. Like I said, I knew this was going to be a really, really short podcast this time around. There's not a lot of us. I mean, we've kind of already said it in the episodes for the reviews, because there isn't a lot of substance to these cartoons. I really do wish that they would have written stuff that was world specific. Like in Mario 3, first episode's in Giant Land. Okay.
Yeah.
They had an adventure in Giant Land. Say what you want about the, super giant talking ninja parrot, but still, I mean, it just do something. I don't know. Like I said, coming up next for the holidays, we're going to talk about the Power Team, and after that is Mega Man in 2015. Any final thoughts, sir, before I end this train wreck?
Yeah, let's just get it over with.
Oh boy. You can. I can't even continue. Mario World has broken my brain, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter at Geekcast Radio. Mine is TFU, and Mike, what is your Twitter?
Neil Sama.
Leave us reviews on iTunes. Please do this. We still only have 4 reviews. Thank you to everybody who has reviewed our show on iTunes. But please tell your friends, have them go to iTunes, leave us more reviews. We are coming into some really interesting times, as I said. The next 20 or 30 episodes of the podcast, there's going to be some interesting stuff going on, and then we'll actually have more to talk about than just 5-minute cartoons. So tune in next time and help us find the pixels in the animation. Catch you later, folks.